All right. Sometimes you guys like watching this stuff. Sometimes you just don't, and that's fine with me. I'm not going to get upset with you, no matter what. Uncle Bullcow is here, so we're going to be overwintering some of my pepper plants. We're going to get a freeze, and I don't know, less than uh, less than 48 hours from now, we're going to get a freeze. So stay tuned. So, anyways, what we have here is a beautiful. Oh, look at this. Make sure you get all the peppers off. Make a verde sauce out of them, man. I make a salsa verde with these. It's slamming. Some pods, even though they're green, they're on the verge of ripening. So I always say, pick them off, use them. Don't waste them. Never, never. Sometimes you get little tiny ones. They're not worth a darn. Something like that. Throw it to the birds. But anyways, this is a beautiful. Make sure you save the tag. I mean, recycle. It's a beautiful yellow reaper plant. What I'm going to be doing is overwintering this. I'm going to show you guys how to do it real quick. I'm going to do a bunch of them. Well, I think I'm only going to overwinter about 4 or 5. So let me put that tag. I'm going to actually put that in my back pocket. So, yeah, I figured I'd go live because if you're watching, say hello. I see we got a couple people on. I am on my lunch break right now. So, Brock Bandy, what's good? Yeah, just watch this real quick. So, as you see, I have this beautiful yellow reaper plant. It's, you know, but when you're overwintering, what you want to do, get a pair of these Fiskars. These are Mrs. Bull cows. This is one of the things you want to buy your wife. That way, she feels like you bought her something, but really it's for me. Now, she uses them more than I do. But I just go in, and I hope, let me make sure, because I had this live stream. I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to see or not. Okay, that should work. Go in and snip it down. Take these whole branches off. Okay? Snip it down. This is the same thing as pruning a rose bush, pretty much. Okay? So get rid of that. Some people like to take the side shoots off. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I get rid of all the small ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't really mess around with it. The big one's too tough. I kind of leave it. If there's 4 or 5, doesn't matter. I just take the smaller ones off the outside like that. And you come in here and snip it about there. I usually say leave about 6 to 8 inches. So however tall one of these is, look at perfect height. You know what I'm saying? The old Fiskar. So that's that part of it. That's the easy part. Now what we're going to do next is I'm going to get this plant out of here. I don't know how this is going to work. Luckily, I didn't water it, so it's not all muddy. But that's a lot of roots, man. Look at that root ball right there. So this is a yellow reaper. This plant will produce like crazy next year. That's the main reason I like to overwinter stuff. So you don't need all those roots. What we're going to be doing is we're going to cut this root ball down. We're going to actually plant this in this little 1-gallon pot. And I use those 1-gallon pots every year to do this with, and they work perfect. So go in and start cutting. Hope you guys can see that. Can you see? You guys cannot. Okay. That's fine. I can just move this back a little bit. There. It's just the camera view. That's all. There we go. Let's see. You guys still, can you see that or no? I can tilt it down. What am I doing? There we go. All right. That's even better. I can actually come over on this side. Maybe this will work better. I think it was where I was standing. Partially. But it's just a live stream, so, hey, just go in here. You can use something better than this. These probably shouldn't be used in dirt. I'm just loosening it up at this point. Just use your freaking hands, jabroni. Don't be a sissy. Get all that. Get all that knocked off of there. Shake it all around. This is what you want to do. I always cut it at least the half off of the bottom like that at first. Come in here, rough it up. Rough it up a little bit. So rough chop. Hit it with the rough boy. Shake it all around. All right. Now you're playing with dirt, guys. Get it everywhere. In my shoes. That's not good. All right. See how beautiful it's coming out. All right. Rip a little bit more off. Just rip it with your hands. Don't play games. You can cut it if you want to, man. I don't care what you do. I like to just rip that son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're dealing with so far. I am going to go a little bit smaller than that. You don't really need all those roots. This thing's going to be dormant. That's what we're doing. All right, now comes the fun part. Let me get the hose. Stay tuned. Right back. All right. I have hose will travel. Oh, it's all stuck. Stupid hose. Come on, hose. Don't give me a hard time. All right, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to push this. I'm going to fill this hose bucket right here up. Some water. Hold on. There's a way to do this without getting soaked. Hang this there. I just think it's too much pressure on the hose. I don't think it's going to work. There we go. All right, that's filling up. And then what you want to do, you want to come in with a little spot of dish soap, mate. That's all. You don't got to overdo it. Just look. Uh-oh. We got a clog, Houston. You know, one gloop. That's it. Right there. Probably about a tablespoon. This soap. You don't got to get fancy. You don't got to use any neem oil or anything like that. Alright, that baby's filling up. Go ahead and rinse your arms and your hands off at this time if you feel so inclined to do so. Ah, get that soakiness, soapy water going. Alright. This hose is giving me grade A first class problems today. Alright, you guys watching? I hope everything's in the camera view okay. It is. It is. We're legit. We're too legit to quit right now. Alright. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the dunk. Dunk that baby down in that soapy water all the way. Make sure the whole thing gets submerged. You can leave it for a couple minutes if you really think that there's pests in there. The only thing I've ever brought in from overwintered plants was I didn't use soap one time, and one of the plants had spider mites on it, and that's my own fault. And what I did was I took the plant at that time, dunked it, got rid of them, and I was good. All right, there we go. Yeah, you see that? A little leaf just fell down on me. All right. Now what we're gonna do now, let's get that off of there. Let me get, hold on. The hose is going crazy over here. All right. If you got dirt on your area, I'm using a garbage can, recycling can right here as my table. But make sure it's clean. You know, hose that down first. And then come over here and hose your plant down. Get that soap off of there. That soap is supposed to just catch, I don't know, spider mites and their eggs and aphids and their eggs and everything. You don't want to leave that soap on there. I don't even know what kind of effect it has, I mean, on the roots. But I know it won't really affect the trunk that much. Put a little pressure on it, you know. Go in here like that. And just rinse it out so you don't see any more soap coming out of it. I don't think if you left a little bit of soap it would hurt it. But I don't want to take the chances after doing all this work, you know. Now when you're rinsing this, you got to understand that you're putting water into this root. So you do not, absolutely do not want to water this plant today. Okay? You don't want to give it any water. This thing is going dormant mode. See how this is about what you end up with for a root ball. All right, now the fun part. Get some sterilized soil or some soil that you trust. How's everybody doing? Am I still live? There you go. Hey, 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 what's up? Malicious deadly sins, deadly seeds. I'm just kidding. All right, we got Keith watching. What's good, y'all? I'm just showing how to overwinter pepper plants here, and hopefully it helps somebody out. Let me get some soil. I cannot lift this thing up to show you guys right now. Well, you know what I can do? Hold on. I could just unclip this and show you what I'm using. This is great for this. So this is Daddy Pete's Organic Raised Bed Mix. All right. Now what you can use and what I usually use is I just use old dirt from the bottom of these pots, the stuff I shake out, bake it in the oven. You don't need no nutrients to get these things through the winter. It's in a dormant state. So, with that being said, all right, here we are. But this is the reason I got the raised. I didn't feel like baking dirt this year. I'm being lazy. This stuff here is sat for a while. I've never seen any. I've never had any problems with aphids coming out of these sealed bags like this or anything like that. So I don't feel that. And we use this to plant indoors too. So I don't feel the need to bake this to sterilize the soil. It's fine the way it is. Now, why am I using raised bed mix? Hold on, let me get a scooper. I'm right here, guys. I didn't leave you. I didn't forsake you. All right. You can tell I was not 100% prepared. Hopefully this works. This is like a nursery pot or something. The reason why I'm using raised bed mix, take a look at it. Take a look when I pour this. It's lighter, okay? It's a lighter mix. It has a ton of, I wish you could smell this. This stuff has, oh man, it has so much pine bark in it. And it's organic, it's Daddy Pete's, and it is the absolute best soil. Now for my potted plants, I use Daddy Pete's potted plant mix, and I mix some of this in, when I go in the spring. But in the raised beds, I use that. And this is good to use for overwintering. Get a raised bed mix. Do not use some soil that will compact too much. Because guess what? If you give your plant a little too much water, those roots are going to sit in that and they're going to rot. So there it is. I got this filled about halfway up. Okay. Like I said, you don't want to give this any water today because look at the roots are soaked. Okay. Put that baby down in there. I'm going to cover it with a little bit of soil. Actually, I'm going to pour a little bit more in here. In the bottom like that. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with one fresh scoop of soil like that right there. See? And voila, I have a perfect overwintered plant that is now in soil that has not been opened. You can, like I said, if you feel like baking it, go ahead. This stuff does have a lot of nutrients in it, but that's fine. I just won't give it, it's not going to give any fertilizer or anything. I'm not going to give it any sunlight. What these do is these sit in my office, and I used to do them at home, man. Our house where I had them gets so dry in the winter. I've had a few droughts. So let me give you the instructions on how to keep these damn things alive throughout the winter. Because it's trial and error for me. I learned now. One year, I gave them a little bit too much water, and it was right at the end of the winter. Like it was like March. I was almost ready to put these things outside, and I gave it too much water. what'll happen is you'll see this get wet up through here, and there's no leaves, so the water can't go anywhere. It rots the plant. Then, the next year, I started seeing these be hollow and start turning brown all the way down. What did I do? What mistake did I make at that point? Didn't give them enough water. I let them starve. So now I've learned the balance, and it's like you just keep an eye on them, but I say water them twice a month, unless you are somewhere way up north where you have your heat running and maybe a wood stove and it gets that cold. Maybe then you want to give them a little bit more water. But when you water them, take like a water bottle like that you drink out of and just fill it up halfway, 3/4, or even full. But don't do any more than that. Just go around the outside of the plant like that. And that water will go down, down, down. You see what I'm saying? And it'll keep it alive. You want these plants to stay dormant. All right, so let's do another one. Hang tight. Let's rock with the bull for a little while, you know? Rock out with the bull. By the way, that one, if anybody's forgetting, that one was a yellow reaper. Alright, guys. Back in it again. Alright, this one here, boy, that tag is faded. I don't know if anybody can read that. Actually, on the camera, you kind of can see it. That says Lemon Starburst. So this is a KSLS plant. Absolutely love this. These things, it threw some, I don't think there's any pods left. Oh, there's that. Well, there is. Oh, there is some baby pods on there. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste them. If you got green pods, man, make a salsa verde out of it. Trust Uncle Bullcow when I tell you this. You'll not be disappointed. Even though they're not ripe, some of them still got heat. All right, so this is my KSLS, one of many. I love this pepper. We're gonna do the same thing. Anybody that's tuned in late, keep an eye on me. Watch what I'm doing. Overwintering pepper plants because we're about to get a freeze. And I always like to keep a couple of winters. Man, the benefits of it. You start them off, they are strong. They're just strong as all hell. You know, you don't have to worry about them. They can withstand more harsh environments. So I'm gonna go in here, snip. I know it hurts people to do that, but guess what? You know, another thing you guys can do, believe it or not, if you have a plant that produces early, then it burns out. The leaves start falling off, and it looks like it's not going to do anything. Most likely, it won't. Snip it down, just like I'm doing here, if you have time. I got plants that actually have regenerated and produced a second flush. Like I say, always go about the same length as this thing. See what I'm saying? The Fiskar. That's all. There's no science behind that. It's just me talking nonsense. But guess what? It always works for me. These thinner branches, these are the hard ones because they're not hard to snip. They're just kind of hard to make up your mind what you want to do with them. All right. I always say go ahead and cut off. Make sure there's no leaves. And this gives you a good time to check for spider mites too, because usually they'll be down in here. I did find one plant today with spider mites. It was not something that I was overwintering, so. And you know what? It's weird because right behind the shed, I got spider mites on one plant last year that I overwintered. That was one I brought in. And then this year, my first plant I put in the same spot had spider mites, and I had to get rid of it, and I had to put another plant there. All right, so there it is. That bad boy is just, you know. It is what it is. You got those roots coming out the bottom, baby. It's a good sign. Healthy. That means it's a healthy plant. All right. 5-gallon pot for the next season. Those are cheap ones, but I really don't like 5-gallon pot as much as 7-gallon or as much as the raised bed. But here's what the top looks like. Healthy plant, really healthy. I wish I had a knife with me. I do have a knife, but I'm not using my good knife for this. But I just go around with Let's make a hole with the Fiskars like that there. Just rip it. Rip it. If you guys compost, use this dirt. Use this dirt in these roots, man. Throw your some banana peels in there and get a pack of earthworms, you know, to throw from. Get them right from Walmart if you have to. All right, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it all around, shake it all around, shake it all around, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it all around, shake it all around. I say, shake it. There we go. Shake that son of a gun. Look at that, a snake. It's not a snake. I'm freaking running. Look at that earthworm. Yes, sir. Those earthworms were not in there. They came in from the bottom holes because this thing started to root underneath. All right, clear off your area, soldier. I'm gonna get the bucket back up here. Like I said, this bucket has water and dish soap, and that's it. Look at this worm come. He just come out from nowhere. I'll throw him right in there. All right, ready? Soapy water. This is about halfway full. This bucket. And I got about a tablespoon of dish soap in there, which is more than enough. This will get off any critters that you don't want. All right. Put that bucket down there. And then let's get the hose. I always like to hose this off first. Get a clear area to work on. That way, in case any critters got away underneath. They won't now. Yeah, get that nice and clean. Feel free to wash your arms if you're a city slicker like myself. I'm a city slicker, but I love playing in the dirt, y'all. All right, here we go. And you guys that are watching this, if you're watching and you're not a grower, take note. You might grow pepper plants one of these years. It's very easy. A lot of people try to make it more complicated than it is. I don't even fertilize my peppers. I throw some blood meal, bone meal. Sometimes I use a little bit of Dr. Earth, slow release organic fertilizer. Throw some of that. So blood meal, bone meal, put it in the soil, let the plants rot. Now, of course, if you're doing just that in a 5-gallon pot, sometimes you'll run into issues with the super hot producing, the yields won't be as good. But you can always add a little bit more blood meal and bone meal to the top. Feel me? There we go. My lemon starburst. Now that tag was really, really, really faded, so I probably will make another one for it. But let me get a pot here. Oh, now I got my pot all dirty. That's all right. We're playing in the dirt today. What's it really matter? Let me check on you guys. All right, we still got 11 people watching live on a lunch break. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's nighttime usually get 20 folks. How's everybody doing out there today? The reason I went live is so somebody can watch me do it a couple of times. Rather than me make a video and cut it up and edit it, and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't done so already, though, smash that like button so more people can see this. All right, we're going to come in the second wave. At least you guys will know what I'm growing next year, some of it. I'm growing those two, and no matter what, every year, Yellow Reaper, KSLS, MOA Scotch Bonnet, those are my staple peppers, Scotch Brain. Those are peppers that I like to eat. I mean, I make stuff with them too, but... Hey. Chili Eskimo's watching. What's good? What temperature? So I would say 33 degrees or lower. I would say keep an eye on it. Tomorrow night it's going to get down to 33 or 34. And then Wednesday I have to take my daughter to get her cast off and do some things. My raised bed plants, I don't know I haven't even been to check on them in 2 weeks. I don't care about them. Whatever, I'm going to go over there maybe tomorrow if I have time. It's going to rain tomorrow. Or maybe just Wednesday. Pick whatever's there off. I picked a lot today. I wish I brought them outside with me, but I picked a lot of pods today. Some were ripe, some were half ripe, and there were some green ones. So, but we're going to get a hard freeze Wednesday night, 27 degrees. So that right there is the killer of giants. And I always overwinter and toss my plants before that happens. So I've never even seen, I don't think I've ever even seen one of my plants die from frost, you know. I did have them outside before in 30 degrees, and they were fine. But it was only like that for like an hour or so. You know what I'm saying? So, very much possible. But yeah, sometimes you guys, we get sick of it, you know? Oh, Keith, you don't think I'm... Oh, come on. You know I'm going to send something to... Lemon brain strain. Yes! Lemon brain. Oh, come on. Anything with the brain in it is awesome. The yellow or the lemon. All right. Let's come back over here. Daddy Pete's raised bed mix. Fill this up about, I'd say 60%. I said 50 at first. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this stuff. It's got so much pine bark in it, which is good because that gives it a lot of acidity. All right, so we're gonna fill that baby up to about there. Plop that nice root ball right down in there like so. Yep, get that baby going down in there, and then put some soil on top. Like I said, do not water these today. You just soak the roots, okay? You just soak the roots. Let them sit in the dry dirt for at least 24 hours. Then if you're going to give them some water, just give them just a little sprinkle, man. Maybe a cup or half a cup, and be done with it. You know, that's all. That's all you gotta do. You don't want to douse these things with water, man. You would drown them, and it'd be worthless. And you'll waste all this time and money if you bought soil. This is, I think, only the second time I've ever bought any soil at this time of year. I usually just buy soil in the spring. But all right, put your tag in so you know what it is. And if you don't, that's all right too. You just, you know, next year when you see it producing, you're like, oh, hey, that's what that bad boy is. Yeah. What else have we got here? All right. We are on a roll, youngins. Let's get another plant. Oh, I got a good one for you guys. Stay on, stay tuned. This plant needs no introduction and no tag. Here's the tag from this. Okay? This plant is from 2021, and this is, look at the tag, it's not one of mine. This is it's a plant I bought from a nursery. 2021, it's a 7-pot Primo chocolate. I want you guys to take a look at this trunk, man. You guys are gonna be blown away, but look at that. That's how far I cut it down last year. I cut it down to a nub. And I thought I overdid it. I was like, man, I don't know if that thing's going to grow back. But it managed to. And boy, it produced. So 2021 plant going into 2024, y'all. That is, it's just amazing. This one's going to be a little bit different. I don't know how to cut this. I think I'm just going to go like this. Because this won't get new growth coming out of the sides of that. That is hard as a rock. That's just, you know. So I do want to be a little bit careful here on how I execute the trimming of this because of it, because of the condition of it. I'd be safe to say I just start snipping until I get further down, you know. You need to go, buddy. You can go. And you can go. There's a purper. All right, so we'll get rid of little Joe and little Jim Bob right there, and old Betsy Lou and Bobby Sue. Get on out of there, Betsy Sue. All right, that is really cool looking. I mean, I don't really know how else to cut it because I left a live branch coming up from the bottom here, and then I left these two. I don't know if I should do any more cutting with this one. It's so weird. So cool looking. How? Wait till I get this thing. You guys will see. Hold on. $2021, y'all. Ain't that something? Loosen that up. Pull it out. Ooh, look at that. Now we look like we got some. That looks like some mold going on there. It doesn't look like it's nothing that's going to be dangerous to me. I hope. But you see that? See that right there? It looks like the stuff that you see growing on the side of trees. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I should overwinter this plant or not. Oh, no. There is a lot of really, really nasty mold in there. Guys, it's going to be curtains for this one. I know it'll grow, but I can smell it. That's the first time I've ever seen that before. So, curtains to the chocolate 7-pot Primo, man. Sorry, guys. I wanted to keep it again. I was kind of up in the air on it, you know. It's more of a novelty than anything, just to keep a plant alive for that long. That is the first time I've ever seen it, and it might have been okay, but that was a lot of. There was two different kinds of mold. There was a green mold, and there was a white mold in there. And that's the first time I've ever seen that. And it may be because the plant was overwintered so many times, and it just couldn't fight off something. You know, I don't know. I mean, the roots were nice in it, and I hate that I chucked it, but at this point, I'd rather be safe than sorry, man. I don't want to be bringing that into my house or into my office and someone getting sick. And I hope I don't get sick from breathing it in. I kind of like breathed it in and was like, what is that? I'm like, oh no. Let's do another one. Look at this son of a gun. The roots came through the bottom and went right into the Carolina red clay. It went right down in it, man. I had a hard time getting that plant off the ground because it had such a strong hold. This is a Primatale plant. There's actually still some pods. They're kind of deformed, but nothing significant. But it's a red Primatale. Give me 1 second. I probably could have saved that chocolate 7-pot Primo, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to try to be prideful or trying to show off. You know, stuff like I have the oldest pepper plant, you know. There's guys that got ones that are 12 years old, 15 years old. It would have been cool to keep it, but boy, it produced too like crazy. All right, red Primatale. Just kind of go in any which way you can. Any which way but lose. Take off those smaller branches. I think I'm gonna take this one off too. This one will be a little bit different looking than what you guys have seen with the other ones. I'm taking some side shoots off, so I think it's best to do it like that. There we go. All right. Get rid of all this little growth on there. Just take it right off. You can pull it off with your hands if you want to. Strip it bare, they say. Strip it bare. Hope you guys can see us all right. I don't even know at this point. Woo, it's hot out here. It's 82 degrees right now. It's going to be 40 tomorrow and 27 the next day. Welcome to North Carolina, the most bipolar weather in the country. Yeah, that was weird, man. The 7-pot chocolate. crap. I'm gonna have a hard time getting this one out. Oh, it's red clay mud. Look at that. See the color difference in the other dirt. Oh, this thing is, I think it might have a problem, Houston. Sometimes you just gotta get rough with it, you know? That's all. Alright. Hey! P stands for Queen Tally. Alright. You want to go in with the Fiskars if you feel up to it. I just heard somebody shooting a gun off. Hope they don't shoot me. Alright. Ah, shoot. This one's got some of those really strong, thick roots in the middle. I can feel it. So if you get that going, it's better you can just use a knife or a machete with these kind of situations. You know? Get that, baby. Get rid of it. Get out of here. There's a bread tie from when I tied it up to secure it to something. All right. You can get some of this top mass off too. You don't need all that. Take some of that off. A lot of that stuff's dead anyway, just for the plant. You know, that sunburn. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it all around. Chick it, chick it, chick it, chick it, chick it up and down. Okay. Chick it, chick it. Chick it, chick it. Clean off your dirt, off your workbench, whatever type you may be using. And get you your handy dandy soap bucket. Play the Dunkin' game. Dunkin' Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. Just want a Dunkin' Mocha. Anybody know what movie that's from? Dunkin' Mocha. If you know that, you watch way too much TV. Alright. Get the soap water off of here. Get my hose. Damn it. Spray off the clean area, remember, before you start spraying this down. Woo! Yeah, Uncle Bullcow's hot right now. All that soap off. Trust me, you ain't gonna be bringing no critters in the house if you do it this way. I don't use neem oil. I got some at the house. I don't really think it's necessary. But if you feel more comfortable, you could shake your neem oil up with your dish soap. You could do it that way. Man, I'm sweating bullets over here, Bones. Those roots nice and rinsed out. All right, y'all ready for the final one? I don't know if I'm going to do any more after this. Well, I don't know. I haven't found a plant that I really want to overwinter much. I think I'm done after this. I don't know. Who knows? I could always get an itch and tomorrow and come out and do one more. We still got 10 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. This is educational stuff, you know. And I mean, I'm kind of a sloppy overwinterer. Nonetheless, it's easy peasy. Like I said, it don't cost you any money unless you buy soil. And I think that soil was like $8, so. You don't really even have to, you don't, like I said, you don't have to buy soil. Just take your old soil and you bake it in the oven, make it sterile. think we're gonna need a little more soil in that. There we go. There we go, Jim Bob. Make sure your hands are nice and dirty like that. Especially if you're a shitty slicker like me. Take the roots. You can put the roots down in, however you want. It's not a big deal because this plant is basically gonna be dormant. It's gonna be alive, barely clinging to life. Okay? Barely clinging to life, this thing will be. You're gonna give it just enough water to keep it barely clinging to life. You don't want it. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes some sun can come in through a window, and you can. You'll see the plant trying to regenerate itself, and then those leaves will fall off, and it's not a big deal if that happens. I do have a tag. It's in my pocket. I don't want to get too much more dirty than I am. So let me get my fingers and stuff before that. Crap. Hey! Master P in the building. Yeah. I don't even usually just put a letter, but I did that time. This year I put CP, and one was caramel, CP was caramel primatale, and the other one was chocolate primo, I think. And so there was a couple. Now I kind of knew everything else, but there was a couple of plants that I wasn't sure if they were a chocolate primo or they were a caramel primatale until they produced. But it's fine. I had more than enough. Whew. Yeah, guys. So there you have it. Overwintered plants. I use these same 1-gallon pots. They're cheap as hell. Every year. Make sure they have good enough drainage at the bottom. They don't have the best drainage, but they have enough. I'm not going to water these. So what I do, 3 today? I thought I did 4. I only did 3. Wow. Yeah, I may do another one tomorrow if I get an itching for it. It is going to rain out, so I'm not sure how any of that's going to go. But I may do one more. I think I'll do one more tomorrow. Just it's good to have 3 or 4. Sometimes they'll die on you, or 1 or 2 of them will. I lost some, like I said, the year before I gave them too much water, and then I had last year I had some die from getting too dried out. The stalks dried right out. So what you want to do is just keep the soil barely moist, and then even if it dries out all the way, that's fine. Give it a little bit of water. There's some people that overwinter really good. If you have a nice cool spot, like some people have what they call a mud room in their house, and that is like perfect. You know what I'm saying? You have a room where it stays cool. Cellars up north, man. I know people that overwinter in their cellars, and they do excellent. You know what I'm saying? They have a cellar that, maybe stays between 55 and 69 degrees or something like that. So that's the way they like it. That's how God made these plants, that they go through dormant stages. These are tropical plants. If you find chilies in the wild, these plants they'll lose all their leaves. They'll go through some cold spells. They'll wither. They'll just be a little scraggly thing. And then next spring comes, and the soil starts getting more, gets more nutrients in it from all the stuff that died in the winter, and these plants will actually come back, and just new growth. They start. So that's how chili plants were made. These are a little bit finicky, the chinenses, but nonetheless, it's good. Overwinter you some plants if you haven't got your frost yet. Some people, I've seen people run out after the first frost, and they overwinter them. Then they'll go out and just cut all the leaves off and the stalk down like that. A lot of time that part of the plant is not going to die from a frost until it sits for a while and rots, it gets soft. But most of the time it's the leaves, first thing that goes, the leaves, the peppers, and then the smaller stalks. And then the main stalk, probably, the next night it'll be a goner. But if you can run out there and grab that son of a gun, you'll be in good shape. All right, guys, Uncle Bocow loves you so much. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Good luck growing.